Hey, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. You did you get an opportunity to hear the audio?
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's get right into it then. Let's get right into it. So, first true or false statement. Being and staying 100% compatible with someone does not exist. True or false?
Yeah, I don't think that that's the thing. I don't think it's a thing because I think we as people, we just naturally evolve. Like we're growing, we're constantly changing. Oops, sorry. And when you've been with someone, um, it, damn, sorry, somebody is blowing me up. This
All
person
good.
may be into, um,
I can't hear you. I can't You're on mute. You're on mute.
can't hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're natural. We're human. We evolve. We change. Like our views are different. At some point, what we may have what we may have like got together on has eventually changed. And I think at some point, this person that you felt that you were 100% compatible with, it that's just not the case anymore.
All right. So, my second true or false statement is most women are only loyal to their feelings and not a man's sacrifices. True or false?
Okay, I think. I'm gonna say majority. I'm gonna say that that's true. I think I think it's true because reason I say that is because like women we need certain things like that's just what it is. Like anybody that says different, they're not, just not being honest. Like we just want certain things, and if we feel that a man is not putting us first in a sense of like taking care of us like in ways that making us feel feminine or whatever the case, then most women, a lot of women will step. And I think that's what the lady in the video was trying to get to. I think that's what she was trying to say, but like you said, I don't think she said it very well. I just feel like, yes, you can have, to go back to the lady in the video, you can have a good man who's providing an X, Y, and Z. But if you feel like you're being neglected in these areas that really matter to women, a lot of women will really step, honestly. That's just the fact.
Okay. That's gonna lead. Okay, I'm happy you said that because that's gonna lead to my next question. So I'm gonna ask you this question, but then I do want to respond to what you just said, and then I'm gonna let you answer. So, do you think becoming incompatible is a legitimate reason to leave a relationship? And if so, to what extent do you believe that they need to become incompatible for it for it to be, valid for them to leave? But before you answer, so again, like you said and like I said, I believe I mean you just said like, there's certain needs that like women really want to have fulfilled, and if a man's not fulfilling them, then they will feel like, they will want to step or they'll feel obligated to step. But at the end, like I said at the top of the stream, if a woman is being uh verbally or physically abused, everyone's gonna understand her wanting to leave that relationship. If she's being cheated on, everyone's gonna understand her wanting to leave that relationship. If this man is not being a quote unquote provider man or a quote unquote leader or a quote unquote protector, everyone's going to understand her wanting to leave that relationship.
Right.
But if, like you said, if this man is doing all of these things and he is a quote unquote good man, if you really love this man, if you really care about this man, again, like I said, I would think you would take it upon yourself as a woman to sit down with this man and communication, because everyone talks about communication, how
Right.
important communication is. I would think you would take the time to sit down and say, hey, babe, listen, I'm feeling unsatisfied in these areas of our relationship right now. I'm feeling unhappy in these areas of our relationship right now. I really want this to work. But for this to work, I'm going to need you to improve on X, Y, and Z. I'm going to need you to start doing 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to need you to start doing A, B, and C much more than you're doing it right now. But to just like up and leave, because that's my whole point. At the end of the day, even when you go to the next man, you know you're not always going to be 100% compatible. First of all, you're not going to be 100% compatible with everyone, with anyone. And even if you do have a man where you like, man, me and this guy are really compatible, like again, we don't get younger every day. We get older every day. Like you're a wife. I don't know how long you've been married to your husband, but I'm sure he's not the same person that he was when you met him. I'm sure
Right.
he's not the same person he was when y'all got married. I'm sure he's not the same person he was when before y'all had y'all first child. And as y'all continue to grow, as y'all continue to get older, he's going to continue to change for better or for worse. He's going to evolve, or he's going to stay stagnant, or he's going to decline. But it's never ever going to be the same. Like I said, these elderly couples that be married for 40, 50 years, you think they didn't have any hard times? They just wanted, they made a commitment, and they stood on that commitment that they made to each other. So I personally don't think that, oh, simply because I don't feel like we're compatible anymore, if you don't want to talk about it and you just want to up and leave, I personally don't think that's right. But what do you think? Well, how do you feel?
So, I mean, I think that the obvious is that you're not just leaving instantly when you feel that you aren't compatible anymore. I think I think we would just assume that a conversation has been had, there has been a conversation about these things. Like, okay, um I expect for you to, I don't know, rub my feet, or y'all don't run away with that. I'm just saying, like, I expect for you to love me in this way, right? And then that person is not, doing what you want them to do. After you've had the conversation, then I think, okay, now either we can revisit, or maybe it's time for me to step, because ultimately, I when we got together, we were compatible, and everything was fine and whatever. Not saying that you won't come into like hard times, but if we can talk about these times and then we can move and grow from them, not like talk about these times and now, hey, we back at the same damn spot. Like, that just makes no sense. Is My mama always said I could do bad all by myself. I have a husband. I love him dearly. We've been together for a while, and we have, had to come to hard times where we've had the conversation, okay, I'm not getting X, Y, and Z from you as I feel I should. And luckily, as of yet, we haven't had to revisit those conversations. So I think a lot of the times too is people getting into relationships with people who aren't willing to compromise. Main thing that's needed in a relation or in a marriage, I could say, is compromise and communication. So it's no reason that we would just skip over the communicating part and I would just leave. Like, we would have to have that conversation. And if we have to revisit, then I mean, then what would anybody do? I would feel that, like the other question you asked me, are we putting our, feelings first or whatever? That's just fair, because at the end of the day, we're gonna die alone. I don't know if that makes sense, if I answered your question.
No, you answer my question. I understand what you said, but I mean, so you saying like you said, you had the conversation one time, and like you said, you personally feel like you said, luckily, even in your personal relationship, y'all haven't had to revisit any of those things. And like I said too, before you came on here, I said after having that conversation, if there isn't any change behavior, I can understand wanting to
Right.
up and leave, because anyone can say anything with their mouth, but like change behavior is a real apology, or like let someone know that you're actually listening to what they're saying and trying to like improve on it or whatever. But at the same time, listen, we're human beings, right? So even if you do need to revisit it, even if you do need to revisit it again, is it that big of a problem?
Because at the end of the day, somebody is gonna feel neglected. I can't pour into anything if I'm empty. And I don't expect my man to. Like if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do or what my husband expects me to do, I just like how can I expect anything from him if I'm not filling him up? I don't know. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying like off rip, like okay, you're out of here, you're done. I am saying like if I see no effort after we've had the conversation, you don't care about what I need. You don't care. You clearly don't care about what I need. If I'm not seeing any effort, it's just no way that I could pour it into my husband, my son, my marriage, anything if I am not getting what I need. That's just the way I think.
Okay, I understand that. I respect that. Okay, so my last true or false statement: most modern women have no contentment in relationships these days. True or false?
Um, I I think I think it could be true.
Could be. No, I,
No,
I'm not doing. I'm not accepting. Could be true. Could be false. I want a definitive true or false.
no, I think it's true because that goes back to one of the first questions you asked, like about the feelings being first. That's just how women are. That's just what it is. I think. No, yes, I'm gonna agree. I think that that's true.
So with women, if women are out here again, if women, if a lot of these modern women, if a man that wants to date them or be in a relationship with them, if the status division you funny, if the status of the relationship is going to be largely predicated on her feelings, would you want your baby boy when he grows up to be with a woman like that? Like I just think, I think it's very funny and interesting how black women love talking about emotional intelligence. They love talking about how there's so many black men that lack emotional intelligence. We need to start having conversations about emotional stability. We need to start having conversations. I'm not just talking about black women, just women in general, but we're in the community that we're in. We need to start having conversations about how emotionally unstable women are, how just wishy-washy some women are, how hot and cold some women are, how just like just one day they could love you, the next day they won't want anything to do with you. They got women out here like trying to take breaks from men and then coming back in their life later and thinking it's okay, thinking they can do stuff like that. Like, would you want your son to be with a woman like that?
Well, that I don't agree with, but I feel like my job as a mom raising, or having a son, I feel that I am supposed to like granted I can't tell him like what women want. I can just give my best judgment of what I feel that women want. And I think that me doing that will help him, kind of like understand like okay, this lady is really like emotionally unstable. I think that there's a difference. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying there is a difference actually. Someone can be emotionally unstable, but that doesn't mean that them wanting, what women want mean that's just not the same thing. Like me wanting my man to, be affectionate or make me feel like feminine doesn't mean that I'm emotionally unstable by any means. So to answer your question about my son, no, I wouldn't want him to be with a woman like that. But I know that women are just emotional beings. So I have to do my best to raise him to understand that and to raise him to know, like, what it is that women really want or what I feel that women want.
I understand that, but again, and I understand everything you're saying. You're right, but don't you feel sad that don't you feel sad for young men like myself? Don't you feel sad that you're raising a baby boy in a day and age to where he can be this quote unquote good man? Because Black women love to talk about how there's a lack of good men. They love to talk about all the men that quote unquote ain't shit. But the good men, you have women saying that like he's lit. Him being a good man still is not a good enough reason to stay in a relationship with him. Like when, like uh, what, where, like what's gonna give? Like damn if you do, damn if you don't. So
Okay.
if I be a good guy, that's still not a good enough reason to stay in a relationship with me. But if I don't be if I'm not a good guy, then you're gonna chastise me, and like it's crazy. I'm
Okay, I'm
confused.
gonna put y'all in my personal business real quick. I'm gonna give you a story. So my husband, we had the same issue, right? He felt like he wasn't appreciated because he felt like he was providing all these things, and still I felt that I wasn't getting what it was that I needed. And he would say like, "Well, I'm doing X, Y, and Z," or like, "You said you wanted this, and I got this," and like me not even directly saying it to him, but him just being a man with a provider mentality, he would just go and do it. But to me, I never really looked at or viewed that as like a sacrifice, because I just know that's just in his nature, right? I'm not saying that this stuff is right. I have a better understanding now, but at the end of the day, I'm a woman. I want to be shown love in this specific way. You can do all these things. That's nice. That's fine. It sounds real crazy. I know. I know it sounds crazy. But at the end of the day, I feel like me, I could be in a hut, and as long as you loving on me in the way that I want to be loved, we're going to be all right. Period. I that's I think that's what it is. I think that's what a lot of men fail to like realize. Like, yes, all this stuff is fine, but if you're not loving the person in the way that they want to be loved, what does all of that stuff really mean?
How you say your name? Is it Zayna or Zana?
Or you can call me Z.
Z. So, eh, So, okay, if I ask you this question, so do you think a lot of women value the man being loving, caring, and compassionate more, or do they value him being this provider man that's going to really be able to take care of her, protect her, and be able to provision for a family? Because I hear what you're saying about the whole being loving, caring, and compassionate thing, but a man could be the quote unquote good guy. He could be this loving, caring, compassionate guy, but he
Right.
could also still not be a provider man. He could still be a man that he probably won't be the best choice for you to like want to date or be married to, because he's not gonna have you living in the best neighborhood. He's not gonna have you he's not gonna have you in the best living situation. He's not going to be a provider. Or you can have a man that is going to be a provider and be loving, caring, and compassionate, but maybe not as much as the guy that doesn't have the capability to be a provider. Because this man is actually a gainfully employed man. This man works. This man pays bills. This man does all these things. So, and I believe that both exist. But
Right.
I don't know. It sounds, based off what you just said, you said like my man was doing all these things and he thought that he was doing these things to like be a provider man, but I felt like I wasn't getting such and such in these areas. Like, damn.
Well, really,
So
it boils down to loving your person in the way that they want to be loved, not in the way that you think that they should be loved, right? So him doing all these things, um, okay, let's just go to like love languages. Him doing all of these things would just be like an act of service, right? But me, whole time, I just want some quality time, right? Not to say that I don't appreciate these things. It's nice, yes. But if you cannot come and sit on the sofa and watch TV with me, or like we just like spending time together, at the end of the day, somebody is going to be empty, regardless of, because at that point, he was loving me in the way that he thought that was okay, but you just can't assume that. That's just not something that you can assume, right? Like, and what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander, okay? That's how you want to be loved. You cannot project that on me. We need to figure out how I want to be loved. I need to figure out how you want to be loved, and so forth. Then from there, we better understand, and we could just love each other how each other want to be loved.
So Z, if I said that if people want to obtain things in life, if people want to get to certain levels in life, they're going to have to really be dedicated. They're going to have to like really work hard, have faith. You would agree with me on that, right?
Yes, I can agree with that.
And with working hard comes sacrifices. You believe that there's trade-offs in life, right?
Right.
Right. So I don't know exactly where you're located, but you. If I was to just somebody said just based off of where you see Z right now, you look like you're somewhere like in the states with that's very warm. Like I'm in Minneapolis, like we have very cold winters. You look like you outside somewhere chilling with your feet up, like you got a palm tree, in the background. You look like you're doing okay. You look like you chilling right now. So, and again, I don't know where you're located, but I'm just saying that's what it looks like. So if that man, she in Orlando, if that man, are you really in Orlando? You in Florida?
Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like it. I didn't even look. I just literally guessed. So again, you look like you big chilling right now. That man had to work very hard for you to be in a position big chilling. What time is it in Florida? 1:40. He had to work very hard for you to be big chilling on a Saturday, just outside enjoying the nice Florida winter, whatever that is over there, with palm trees in the background on your porch or whatever, just chilling. Because you could have been with a man where you would have been probably having to have a job right now. But that man had to work hard to put you in this position to be just chilling, talking to me right now. So the whole point that I'm trying to make is you talking about, well, I want you to be able to just come and sit on the couch and let us watch this Netflix series together. I understand that that's important, but do you want to be able to do that? Do you want to be able to do the whole sit on the couch and watch the Netflix movie, but still have to be up Saturday morning and Sunday morning to go work a part-time job? Or do you want
Okay.
this man to like? Because listen, like me, I'm gonna be working at least 60 hours a week for the next 3 months. So I'm very busy in life right now, and that's just with my main job, right? So do you want the man that's gonna be working 60 hours a week, but you're gonna be living plush at home, or do you want the man working 40 hours a week, but you might have to go pick up a part-time job and be up Saturday and Sunday morning and not be able to be big chilling outside, taking the palm trees, sipping some sangria? Like what do you want at the end of the day?
Right. So I'm glad you asked that question because that when I was telling y'all about the situation with, my husband, we actually this came up. And first and foremost, we live a soft life because we both want this is what we both said this is what we have to have. It's not like this is not no one-way street type of thing. We wouldn't be able to do this if it was just one-sided. So we both put in work so that we both can live a soft life. Okay. But to the what I was saying, the situation, right? So me and my husband, we had a very big wedding, right? For me, I come from the country. Big weddings are not really a thing. My husband is African, so big weddings are very much a thing. And if you don't have a big wedding, you're really like xed out. You're lame. So me knowing that we were gonna have a big wedding, of course I had my wants, so I stated those. But later, when we had the conversation about, well, why don't you feel like I love you? I gave you all these things, like I gave you like this beautiful wedding, X, Y, and Z. But let me ask you, this is what I want to ask the men:
Mm-hmm.
who told y'all that? Like, who said that like if you don't give me this then it's over? Like who is making it like a demanding thing? Like let's be clear, we had a wedding because we both wanted a wedding. You're not like solely putting in work for me alone. like we both, we live in this house because just as much as I want to live in a nice house, you equally want to live in a nice house. And I guarantee if we were not together, the lifestyles would still somewhat be the same because we both want the same things in life.
Uh-huh.
I
So okay, so
mhm.
I can answer your question. So Z, you might not you're not a listen. I don't know if like I don't know how long you've been married, but a lot of married people, and I'm not calling you elderly, you look very young, but a lot of elderly people, when I'm having these conversations with them, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's off of TikTok, on the phone, FaceTime, whatever it may be. When people are like currently not in the game, and especially like I'm 26 years old, I just turned 26. Like when they're not in the game or they've been out the game for a while, they're just kind of oblivious to what's really going on out here. Some of them literally be having no clue, or they be thinking that things are still the way they used to be when like they were my age or something like that. So when you say who told y'all it's this way, the woman told us that. The women are telling us that. The women are telling us that every single day. Women are nowadays. These women are saying like, listen, um, his money is our money and my money is my money. Um, if this man, they talk about, I'm not going 50-50 with no man. If a man can't pay all my bills and provide me
Yeah.
a certain type of lifestyle, I'm not interested. And this is what I always say: a lot of these women have unrealistic, unjustified standards. The standards that they get on the internet and say they father don't meet them standards, never met them standards. None of their brothers meet those standards or have ever met those standards. They uncles, grandfathers, whatever men or male figures they've had in their life, none of them meet those standards and have never met those standards a day in life. All these women get on here and cap, but at what's really going on in their city, they really are dating the local wannabe kingpin. They really are dating a scammer. They really are dating a robber. That's what's really going on. But to answer your question, they are the ones who are saying this stuff. And like, it's kind of discouraging when I hear you and other women. I don't want to use the word complain, but if a man is working his tail off, if he's working hard as hell, especially a man that's in a family, he eats last. When he's going out into the world to labor, he is laboring for his family. He's not laboring for himself. He's laboring for his wife. He's laboring for his kids. He's laboring for his household. So if a man working 60 hours a week, if a man working 80 hours a week, this man bringing the bacon home, but then a woman is complaining about how he's not tending to her that much. But then you also have other women that like, okay, this man not bringing the bacon home. This man is being this loving, caring, compassionate guy. He got all the time throughout the week to spend with you, but then they complain that this guy is not bringing the bacon home. Like, what? Where's the balance? Where is the balance? That's us as a woman, pick and choose what you want. You can get a man that work 40 hours a week, make $50,000 a year, and y'all not gonna be living this soft life. You're not gonna be outside on Saturday afternoon sipping on a sangria or a margarita outside living plush. Or you can get with a man that, this man might be in the office right now because he has to go. He might have to go. He might have to go into the office for a few hours on Saturday because he got to take care of some stuff. He got a heavy workload, but him doing that is going to allow you to be able to be in a position that you're in right now. So I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of discouraging. And it's discouraging when you hear a woman say, like, well, he could be a good guy, but I'm still just going, him being a good guy ain't really enough. Like,
What?
what do you want?
Okay, no, but let me tell you this. Don't be discouraged, okay? Because I know I am aware of like what's going on in like the dating scene because I have a lot of single friends, young or whatever the case. And I do agree there are a lot of women like that. Um those women, that's just not, you shouldn't, nobody should get with that type of woman anyways, because I don't know, that's just set up for failure. But outside of that, what I do want to say, don't be discouraged, because there are plenty of women, and I mean plenty of women, who think that that's the craziest shit ever. Okay, to for a woman to even like literally ask and say, like what you finna buy me, like you like about to cash at me for lunch, that's crazy. I know only of like two women that are like that. The majority of the women that I know think that that's the wildest shit ever. So don't be discouraged, because trust me, I don't feel that that's the majority. I think that there's a lot of women, and I think it is slowly becoming the majority, but I don't think that that's like really the majority right now, because that's crazy majority, but I don't think that that's like really the majority right now, because that's crazy majority, but I don't think that that's like really the majority right now, because that's crazy as hell. Ever once came out of my mouth to ask my husband to buy me anything. Never. I've never asked him for that. Never, 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 never. Never ever, not once.
This is the thing, though, Z. This is the thing. Listen, listen. I get up here on my platform, and listen. I violate these women with these mindsets. I violate these women that say these things because, like I said, I know like they sound like they saying something to the delusional, unrealistic, unjustified standards having women that are like them. They sound like they're saying stuff to like men that don't have their stuff together and don't have anything going on. But like when they are in the presence of men that do got stuff going on for themselves and are doing well in life, what they're saying sounds stupid. They sound slow. So like I get on here and I violate them because like I said, I know what's really going on outside in the real world. Cause like, first of all, those women, like a woman like you that's really living a soft plush life, you not getting on here, you not getting on the internet talking about I need a man to do X, Y, and Z for me. Cause you really living like that. You know what I'm saying? So I know the women that get on these platforms and say these things. I know that they not living like that. So I just get up here and hold the mirror to their face. But the point that I'm trying to make is listen, the woman that I really communicate with, the woman that I really have relationships with, they're not like that. Okay. I know that there's good women there's a lot of good women that exist. There are a lot of good women that don't have these ridiculous mindsets. But even if I'm not dealing with them on a personal basis, I've had encounters with these women. I've ran into these women, and I know that they do exist. They do exist. I know what the dating game is today. Like, listen, as a woman, as a man, right? If I meet a woman today, and let's say I just been having communication with her for 3 or 4 days, and she asked me for money, I'm not gonna be surprised or mad at her asking me for money, because that's just what's going on these days. She asking me for money because she's asked someone for money that she just met before, and they gave it to her, or she knows that it's going on. So she might just. There's a lot of women out here just trying, men. But like when you do stuff like that, you show me your true colors. You show me who you are. So I'm going to treat you accordingly going forward.
That's
Now,
crazy.
as a woman, if you met a man today and within 3 or 4 days, or not even 3 or 4 days, if very soon in getting to know him, he's talking about laying down with you, as a woman, you can't be mad about that either, because nowadays it's the women aren't requiring much, if anything, in some circumstances, to sleep with men. So you just gotta accept the game for what it is and charge it to the game. You can't be mad about anything. But like I understand what you saying, Z, and I know that these women exist. But I'm still gonna hold the mirror up to these other women and violate them, because there are some men that they thank you, Sergi. There are some men that aren't dealing. There are some men in my position that aren't dealing with these good women. They don't think they exist. They see what these women are saying on TikTok and on the internet, and they think that all these women are like that. They think there are no good black women out here. They think they all got the same mindset, and that's not true. You just gotta, but like both as men and women, when you gotta really pay attention to what people say, and you gotta believe them when they say certain things. Don't try to change them. Don't try to think that they're playing around. Believe them and treat them accordingly.
You might need to find you somebody older because now that you say that, I'm thinking about the two women that I do know that are like that, and they 26, and I think the other girl 24. And she be telling my single friend who is 28, the one that thinks that that's just so crazy. Girl, closed mouth don't get fed. Like, ask him, is he about to cash up you for lunch? That's like, so maybe it is like, not to disrespect the women that are 20, 20 whatever to 26, whatever the case, but I do think that maybe it is becoming a majority in these age groups. But so with that being said, you should maybe look into older women, maybe like 28 and up.
Z, it's 30 and under. I'm telling you. It's the influences that be it's TikTok, it's Instagram. This is what I always tell these women. A lot of these women 30 and under, they don't look up to like black women that's like doing well in corporate America. They don't work up to black women that got, businesses and they got brands and stuff. They look up to Jada Waiter. They want to be Jada Waiter. They want to be Ari. They want to be big Ari. You know,
Yeah, and
they
that
want to
comes
be
from
they want to be the baby mama, the girlfriend, the wife of an athlete or an entertainer. And I always tell them for 99.9% of them, that is not going to be their reality. They
which
gon'
is true.
they gonna be with a man. They gonna be with a man to where they're going to have to work, and they're most of them they are going to be working until retirement. So I always tell them, I hope you got a job to where you got a retirement plan. I hope you contributing fully to that retirement plan, and hopefully you find a man where y'all got like minds, and y'all hopefully y'all get a house. Hopefully y'all pay your house off. Y'all have a couple kids, and y'all live happily ever after. Because that's what the reality is going to be, not this delusional world that they living in, not this wannabe world that they living in. But it's 30 and under. It's
Yeah, but that all comes from like I'm not gonna keep saying younger generation like I'm a old lady up here. I'm only 28,
all right.
but I do think there's a lack of delayed gratification. People want everything instantly. So that comes with that. So I don't know. I when it goes into it, I do feel bad for you in a sense because my friend is also single and she's going through the same thing, but on the woman side of things. And I think what happens is a lot of these men have like this, this pre-notion that, okay, this woman just trying to, get some money out of me. So I'm gonna get what I can out of her. And on the women's side of things, they feel like, okay, all these niggas is after is some cheeks, which that's what the men expecting because they thinking, okay, if I'm about to spend my little bread on you, then I'm gonna come up off some cheeks.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Both people are right. Both people are right. Listen, both people are right, yo. I'm telling you. Like nowadays, like finding that man that's not all about the cheeks and like really wants to pursue serious, committed, exclusive relationship with a woman for women, that is hard for them to find these days. For men that's looking for the same thing, that is hard for them to find these days. And like I said, there are a lot of contributing factors, but that's what's really going on. It's not even I don't even want to say that I'm jaded. Like I said, I just understand the game and I charge everything to the game and I accept it for what it is. And what's going on out here is what's going on out here. Like I can't as a man, as one human being, I cannot do anything about it. And I don't think it's going to change. Like this is just the day and age that we in. So, people gotta get right or get left. Put your seatbelt on. Put your
Right,
seatbelt
but
on.
out of all of this, don't be discouraged. There's somebody for everybody, and I hope you find her. But don't get upset if she's saying that she not getting what she need after you done put her in the house on the hill. Okay?
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, If I put you in the house, if I put you in the house on the hills, I put you in the house with the 2-3. I put you in a 2-3 car garage. I put you in a 5-bedroom, 2.5, 3 bathroom. Bro, if
You
that's
better
not
go
enough
get
to
that
make
lady
you
a damn
happy, I
hug.
don't know.
You
Please
better
stay
go
away
give
from
her
me.
a
Please
hug.
stay away from me. I don't want if that's not gonna be enough to make you happy. Please stay away from me. Please.
It's just the reality. This is what it's just women. That's just what it is. It's not all of that is nice and it's a plus. And some women that may be their sole thing. Like, okay, acts of service. You're providing for me, and now I know that you love me. But at the end of the day, if someone is not, wanting to be loved by acts of service, they just want a damn hug and not a house on the hill. The house on the hill is nice, but baby, I want a hug.
Okay, so listen. If all you want is hugs and booty grabs and kisses on the forehead, I don't want to hear you talking about such and such not bringing a bacon home or such and such not being a provider and such and such not providing enough. That's the big problem. We can sum it all up. Women want their cake and want to eat it too. Men, listen. If she coming with 80% of what he want, he gonna compromise because men understand that there is such a thing as compromise in relationships. Like we understand we not gonna be 100% compatible. Like people are not robots. I always say women like to treat men like build a bear. Women like to treat men like build a nigga. Like you want him to make the amount of money you want him to make. You want him to have the physical attributes that you want him to have. You want him to have the personality and the character and the morals and the values that you want him to have. Like that's not how it works. Men understand, listen, if this woman coming through with 80, 85% of what I want, we'll work with that other 15%. We'll work with it. But women, they want their cake and they want to eat it too.
But y'all not talking about the men wanting their cake and eat it too. Like you want a woman that women are also providing. Maybe in some cases, maybe not like the same as the man is providing, but the woman is actually in those cases are like the homemakers, the ones who are nurturing, like cooking, cleaning, X, Y, and Z. But also I mean, it's just two sided on both ways, but we don't really look that deep into it on the women's side that the women have to do a lot too. Like we got to do all of that. What?
Look,
What
look,
happened?
look, 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 look. I had like a stream, like I don't know, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago now. This black woman was saying that it's being a stay-at-home mom, being a stay-at-home wife is not a reward. She said being a woman of leisure is being a reward. So again, black women and women in general, black women and modern women in general, they complain about having to go to work and come home and having to do these motherly and wifely duties, right? But then when, especially a black woman, because 99% of black women are not going to be in this position. 99% of black women are going to be working, even if they are in a relationship or a marriage, they're going to be working. So if you're part of that 0.1% that's lucky enough to have a man that can actually sit you down and say, you know what, just stay at home and be a wife, do these wifely duties and do these motherly duties, and you're not gonna have to go work for the man because they love saying working for the man. You're not gonna have to work. They complaining about having to do that too. They saying that, okay, you took me, I don't gotta work, but now I gotta do all this work at home. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up and make you breakfast before you go to work. I don't want to wake up and make you lunch to put in your lunchbox when you go to work. I don't want to have food for you from when you come back from work. I don't want to do laundry. I don't want to sweep the floor. I don't want to wash the dishes. I don't want to mop the floor. I don't want to clean the bathroom. They don't want to do anything. Y'all don't want to do anything these days. So
Well,
it's
I'm gonna tell
like,
you
bro,
this.
there's no making y'all happy.
I was
Y'all
on both
literally want
sides.
to
I
do
did both.
nothing.
It's
Y'all want to wake up and have a personal chef to make this man and the kids and you breakfast, make him lunch for work, have him dinner ready when he come back. You need two live-in maids. You need a butler. You need a masseuse to come give you 3 massages a week. This man needs to have an Amex black card and a credit card with a $90,000 limit that you can just run up and literally you just want to wake up and go to the gym and then go to Starbucks. You want to go to Starbucks after the gym. Like, that's all y'all want to do. Y'all don't want to
We
do
just
anything.
want a soft life. Okay, that was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. But no, dead ass though. I get where you're coming from. I do get all of that. But I do think that men and women, we both just need to be more aware of what, when you get into a relationship, what exactly that person wants. Period. Emotionally, financially, if that's your thing, whatever the case. I think we just really need to be more aware of what the other person wants. But I'm about to get out your box because the people down in the comments ready for me to get up out of here.
All right, Z. Thank you for coming over here. I appreciate
No
you. It's nice
problem.
talking to you. You have a
This
good
was
day.
lit. All right.
Oh man.